You know that I absolutely love everything about petrol cars. Wow! I love the smell. I love them breaking down. Destination fucked. Oh my God. So what the hell am I doing with a Chinese EV car? BYD gave me a challenge. They said, if you drive one of our electric cars for a month, we will give you the chance to drive all the luxurious models coming from China here, the Denza sports cars, the BYDs, the Yangwangs, and all of those machines that you have seen in my China trip. So I said, you know what? Let's do it. This is what I ended up with. Let me give you a quick tour of the BYD Seal. It's not a bad looking car. Like, let's be real here, especially in this black color with the nice rims. BYD has designed the cars by themselves, and everybody is saying they look like some European knockoffs. Even if they did, I wouldn't have any troubles with it if the car is actually a good car. And here's the thing, I've been driving this machine now for around 2 weeks, and while I absolutely hate electric cars, and I still can put my life around this thing and having to charge every single day, come on you motherfucker, this is really beyond stupid. I will absolutely say that the car is a good car, and it's actually driving pretty well. Design is subjective. To me, I love the front. The front reminds me actually of a Seal, so it's very funny to look at, and I actually like the placement of the lights. However, if I look at it from the side, I have this big trouble with those EV cars, really. They all look terrible in my opinion. They have this aerodynamic shape with the low front, kind of the high rear, you know, it doesn't end somehow. They do it to be aerodynamic, slippery, right? To have a lower CW, but to me, it doesn't really look that nice. The rear end, on the other hand, I don't know which car they copied this from, right? I don't see a copy here. It actually looks Chinese in my opinion. It doesn't have this European perfection and cutting edges, but it is functional, and they have something very fun. They call it the BYD Seal, and then they have the 3.8S here for 3.8 seconds, which this car takes from 0 to 100 kph. I don't know why you have to put this here. I really don't. Now, here is where the party is starting, which is the interior. And to be honest, there is nothing bad to tell you about the interior. Everything you see here is leather and Alcantara. It's not even a joke. Proper leather seats, which are cooled and heated. No massaging function, because this is a middle-class car, basically. And an entrance into my BYD life, right? Center console actually feels like a normal car, you know. I have the buttons here, I can adjust the climate control, and I actually have a proper gear lever, which is nice. No fancy buttons, none of that shit. Then, leather steering wheel, Alcantara on the door, leather on the door, panoramic roof liner going all across the car. I wish they would actually give me the chance to darken it, right? Or to have it like in this milky style, but you can't do anything to it. And then this big screen that you can also turn around, which is kind of fancy and Tesla-ish, right? Kind of a combination of the Tesla Model S and the Tesla Model 3. Not bad. You have all the things you need: Apple CarPlay, Spotify, all the climate controls, and so on. The screen, for example, I don't really like, because it's just a screen and there's no fancy speedometer styling. It's just pretty basic. But overall, I'm actually a pretty big fan of this interior. It is good. It is really good. No fake vegan leather. So I am pretty happy about this interior. And it feels nice, and you have a good smell in here. The climate control, for example, has a lot of fancy function. As you can see here, I can adjust it up and down, left and right, everything by the press of a button. In a touchscreen, you have some smart functions, like, for example, swinging. So it swings in the interior left and right, and you can even change it to only get air from the outside, which is very cool when you're driving on the Autobahn. So that's a good thing. Here is what we're gonna do next. I'm going to show you the last 2 weeks of my life with this and the challenges I was facing. What the fuck? As a pure petrolhead with an electric car, and trust me, it's still frustrating as hell. It feels like I'm fasting from internal combustion engine cars. That's insane. Push it to the limit. Walk along the razor's edge. All right, friends, the trip has begun. Around 300 kilometers to Baden-Baden, where this big Unimog is waiting for me to get reviewed, man. I can't wait, really. By the way, make sure to check out my Instagram channel because we're posting that thing mainly on Instagram and TikTok. Forgive me, but there's not a lot of time to film that thing. It's so big, it's so massive. I've never seen anything like it, really. Like, this is the first time that I'm about to review a massive truck, right? If you thought a G-Class was cool, you're gonna find out. Anyway, here's the challenge. It's about 300 kilometers of drive. The car is showing me right now 390 kilometers of reach. I have to pick up a friend, that's 50 kilometers. So just looking at it, we're doing a way of around 350 kilometers, and I have 388 kilometers of reach right now. The thing is, if I drive there, it's impossible for me to reach. Even though it's saying it, no chance. I have to drive around 130, 140 kilometers an hour in Germany, right? I don't know about the infrastructure there. I don't have any subscriptions to any of those apps you require to charge the car. So that is my challenge. However, I trust this BYD 100% that I'm going to make it. This whole thing was never about the car. The whole experience, the whole trouble I have was never because of the BYD. It's just purely because it's electric. If I had the hybrid system of it, which I will have very soon, I mean, imagine how happy I am to drive a hybrid. This is... My God, life is really playing very funny games sometimes. I can't wait to get that hybrid. 1,300 kilometers. What I'm going to do to be able to reach Baden-Baden is I'm going to charge the car somewhere in Switzerland. I think when I reach my friend's place, it's going to be at around 67%, right? And then I'm going to charge it to around 90%, 85, 90, and then we're driving off. So I can reach the hotel with no charging in between. That would be my goal. Let's see if we can do that, especially when trying the top speed of this BYD. So let's go charge. Now here's a very cool gadget that I found. You can't open the panoramic roof. Sadly, get it? It's a glass roof, right? If I want fresh air inside the cabin, mostly what I do after a longer drive, I open the window, right? But here, I don't have to do that, which I find rather cool, especially when you're driving on the Autobahn fast. You just go to the climate function, and there is one thing that is called air only, so to say, air only. You just press it and there is literally air from outside coming in now. That's gadgets that I like, you know? That is really cool. So now, since we're driving for around 4 hours, I'm putting on these glasses. I know you see them a lot lately, but trust me, when you're working 60, 70 hours a week, you're hustling, traveling. You need something to calm your eyes. And there is nothing that comes close to Hyperlight optics. Nothing. Some of you don't want to believe me. I don't care. The way this is relaxing your eyesight. You know, when you don't know that this could happen when you're wearing sunglasses, you don't know what to expect. But once you put them on and you have this sensation of relaxation in your eyes, you'll be very thankful. So make sure to check out my link in the description, hyperlightoptics.com. If you press the link that I provide in the description, you will also get 20% off, man. 20%. All right, friends, now 72% of reach, 356 kilometers. I know this might sound stupid to you, but I really don't want to risk having to charge in Germany, right? I really don't want to risk it, man. I heard some horror stories, so I don't feel really comfortable. So let's start this process one more time. 300 kilowatt hours charging capacity. Let's see whether this is true. I believe this is really expensive, like really. Press this. Looks like it worked. Take this blinking charger here, plug it in, and now we have to check on the speedometer if it's working. It says blue there. Okay, it's blue here. Come on. What the fuck? Why the hell did it stop now? Ah, fuck. I have to do that whole shit again. Ah. Every single time something, you know, with this fucking charging station, like really pissing me off. Now if you have to unplug it, you know, plug it out, put it back in, take the credit card again, blah, 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 shut the fuck up. Okay, go to the charging station again. Ladestecker defect, which means the goddamn CCS DC cable is broken. It's broken. That's why I didn't charge. It's broken. So let me try the other one, which is also very unnecessary. One. Hopefully it's blinking. Take it out. Plug it in. Come on, you motherfucker. This is really beyond stupid for me. Like really. This is really beyond stupid. It doesn't even have to do with the car not being able to charge. The car is perfect. Everything is working fine. Everything is going well. It's driving wonderful. It's braking wonderful. Everything is going as it should. But the charging station just had a fault. Now I have to waste another 5-6 minutes to see whether this whole thing works. Thank God. It looks like it started working. You see, that's why I didn't want to go to charge in Germany. Okay, I didn't want to go there. Just picture this for a second. Just picture this. Let's say I had 5% of reach left, right? 5%. I arrive in Germany, for example. Then I plug it in and see that the charging station has a fault. What do I do then? Recuperate while I press it? While I push it to recuperate the batteries? You know what I mean? This is just not sustainable for me, really. Like, this single thing is pissing me off now so bad. I don't get it. Like, really, I don't understand. I just plugged it in and now it has a malfunction. You've seen it live. You've seen it live. It malfunctioned while I plugged it in. That's fucked up, man. That's really fucked up. And this is already a funny one. 300 kilowatt hours. Okay. How long is this guy waiting for this truck to get charged? Like, you poor soul. I feel so sorry for you. My goodness. My goodness. My goodness. Soon we will drive the hybrid. Oh my God, you won't believe how happy I'm going to be once we have the BYD hybrid. 1,300 kilometers of reach with those looks. Top car, double glass, leather materials, you know, everything good, a lot of power. It's pretty powerful, really. 530 horsepower. After 100 kph, it doesn't really feel like it has 530 horsepower, but it's quick. From 0 to 150, it's very quick. Good looking car, a very good looking car. So 86%, it dropped to 46 kilowatt hours of charging capacity, which means it's going to take a little bit longer. It says 19 minutes until I have 100%. I will leave it around 90%, okay? And here's another thing that I noticed. It's a safety thing that I didn't find. If I chill in the car for, let's say, 4 or 5 minutes, it will start to honk. And the reason why it's honking is because it has this child safety feature that is telling me don't leave your child inside the car, right? I haven't found how to turn it off yet. As you can see, I had to take the charging cable from the other side to here because that right thing is broken, okay? Now, they're looking at this car and discussing it and waving their heads. I explained to this elderly gentleman that it's broken, but that's just a rage of an EV car driver. Oh, he's approaching. Aber het een hybrid voor den, weißt du?
Ich habe gestern eine Jaguar gekauft.
Ja?
400 PS.
Ja. F-Pace, ja?
Genau,
SUV.
F-Pace, E-Pace.
E-Pace, okay. Ja, ist gut.
Ja, gestern nach Hause.
Ja, schönes Auto. Ciao, bis bald. I just had a conversation with this lovely gentleman there. One is Czech, started speaking in my native language. And they had also troubles with charging this Golf. Not surprising to me, man. Not surprising to me. The car is now at 91%. And I think I'm going to head my way. God, please, let me arrive as quick as possible with as much reach as possible. I just want to plug it in the hotel, just want to plug it in, go to sleep, wake up next morning, have a full charge, come back to Switzerland without having to charge in Germany. Okay, 93%, that will do. Press the start button a couple of times, click, BYD on. Yeah, they asked me what car it is. They asked me. It's truly a good car. I don't care what anybody else says. I know it's EV, but it's a phenomenal car. For that money, bro, like honestly. I really wonder what that cost me. Like aktive Sitzungen. Okay, this is me. Yup. And stop it, my friends. 19, okay, let's round it up to 20 kilowatt hours. All right, 20 kilowatt hours is what they charge me for 20 minutes. 20 times 0.7 Swiss francs is 14 bucks. 14 bucks would be around 9 liters. 9 liters, approximately. Could have taken the M5. But unfortunately, that's a totally different story that I'm not able to share yet. Okay, here is where I have to go. Let's see on the screen. Baden-Baden, Karlsruhe, Deutschland. 2.5 hours is what it says, hopefully, if we don't have any traffic. 232 kilometers, and I will reach the destination with 27% of charging capacity. I don't think that's possible, I'll be honest. It is showing 475 kilometers of reach, which I really believe it's true. It's 15 degrees outside, which should be possible, but I don't think we will reach it with 27% of reach. I think we're going to be at around 10 to 15. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I don't know with what average speed this is calculating, but in Germany, I don't see myself driving under 150 kph really. And what I think I'm going to do is, I really don't know if that helps anything, but to me, it's worth a try. I will pump the tires up to 3 bar, all of them, moving in quick. That's a cool thing, you know, the instant acceleration is not bad. Once you get used to it, it's a good thing. I set the recuperation to absolute minimum so it doesn't piss me off while driving. Let's see. Hey, I just happened to notice, if I have 230 kilometers of drive, why do I arrive there with 27% of reach when I have 92% now? Shouldn't it be 46, right? Half of it? Let's see. I'm very curious to find out. I'll keep you updated, but that's a strange one, you know. Why not just 46%, right? Half of the way, you know. Anyway, picking my friend up and then we're going on the German Autobahn. Okay, let's see what the top speed of this BYD is. Full throttle. Oh, I forgot to put it in sport mode. That's it. 190 kph in a Chinese EV. Nothing bad, to be honest, besides the battery draining very, very fast. Oh yeah. Stability at 180 kph. Easy. So no, it's not true what you're saying. It's really not true. Like the Chinese are not building bad cars, man. They're not building bad cars here. Top speed, push it, 190 kph, easily drivable. I really wish this would be a hybrid though, because now we have 12 kilometers left of drive and we are at 23%. So yeah, let's see at how much we are reaching the destination. Okay, we arrived at the hotel and as you can see, we have 68 kilometers left and 19% of charging capacity left, battery capacity. So that means, oh, that looks good. Anyway, means we drove off with 90%, right? It was about a 250 kilometers drive and I'm at 19% of battery capacity. So temperature, driving fast, driving on the Autobahn is really draining the battery. That's the main thing. That's why I cannot wait for the hybrid. I cannot wait. It's really, that's not a good verdict, I'm telling you honest, but it would have been the same with every electric car, every. We got the supplies. We're going to eat very good traditional Balkan food for the fast break. All right, friends, welcome. I'm back at the charging station. As you can see, the BYD is charging and behind me a bunch of other cars are charging. So let's see how much capacity or with how much force and power the electricity is flowing into my batteries. One thing that pisses me off terribly though is the guy that parked next to me. Like, bro, what the fuck? Like, really? Why, bro? Why? Is it that difficult? Is it really that difficult, man? Plus you're parking on a charging spot. I mean, what the fuck? Anyway, this is something new that is pissing me off, right? Probably I would have laughed like 2 months ago, but now I get pissed off and offended by this. Either they're stupid or ignorant or just assholes in general, but anyway. Let's see how much charging capacity is going through here. Oh, as you can see on the screen, it's 80.4 kilowatt. Okay, so I wouldn't say it dropped significantly, but I have been charging here with 150 kilowatt hours before. So yeah, it's actually a significant drop, especially because it's saying 300 kilowatt hours, right? 300 kW is what they promised me, and I can't do it. So yeah, not a good thing, not a good thing. And that's the biggest problem with electric cars. Almost no charging station I ever went to gave me the full power output that they promised. Yesterday I was at a presentation of the new Porsche Cayenne Turbo Electric, and I'm going to tell you honestly, I wasn't really that surprised by the car. The power output and all of that is insane. I haven't driven it yet. I will do it, but the looks are terrible. And a strange thing happened. When I sat into that Porsche Cayenne Turbo Electric, and I came directly from this BYD, and I touched the materials, I sat there. I actually like this infotainment system better. I can't believe I'm saying this. The Cayenne Turbo Electric is starting at 190,000 Swiss francs. And this had a better infotainment system. Sick. All right, friends, back again in the BYD. I charged it while I was filming this Nismo. I have to drive to my hometown, which is St. Gallen. So the car has 97% of charging capacity left here, 480 kilometers of reach. Let's go to the speedometer to check. Trip A, I will reset it to 0. All right. It says 1.5 hours, 111 kilometers, which means we have a bunch of traffic. It says I will have 64% when I reach my destination, which means it will take 33% for 111 kilometers, which is, if you calculate it, more than what it actually should use. The reason is Autobahn, right? So I assume, could it be that EVs have issues with Autobahns? According to my calculation, if I have 500 kilometers of reach and I have 110 kilometers of drive, I should use like 1/5, right? 1/5 of 96% should be what? Like 17, 18%, right? The calculation, you know, I don't really get it. You know, it's this whole WLTP, I don't really get it with electric cars, really. Absolutely not. It never makes sense. It's never the number that it's promised to be, right? Like really, no matter how good this car is and how good it's driving, and it's really a very good car. I mean, it's the only car that is not making any troubles that I currently have, right? I don't own it personally, but they gave it to me for a month, so I look at it as a part of the family, right? It's just hop in, start and drive. That's a very, very positive thing. Everything always works, no errors, no issues. No shit, the Audi S3 broke down like 3 times in the last month. And then today when I drove the Nismo, the battery was dead. Then I had troubles with the M5. Then I had troubles with other cars. The last few weeks were terrible, I'm telling you. Like really, really crazy. But anyway, this was a positive surprise for me. It just never fails. It's just the capacity of the battery and the charging that is pissing me off. Otherwise, it would have been a brilliant, brilliant daily driver. However, in about 3 weeks, I'm going to give this car back, and then I'm going to take, I think, the Seal 6 with the hybrid. 1,300 kilometers of reach, which means I should be able to drive a whole week my daily commodities, travel, go to the place where my family lives like right now, and still have reach left. So we're gonna find out if that is true, but for now I am very happy with how the BYD Seal is driving. It's a very cool car. Okay, so let's have a look. I arrived, 108 kilometers of trip, 64% of battery capacity, which means the car was right. I'm searching for a charging station everywhere I go, so I arrived here. I will go in the city, chill a little bit with family members, and I will charge this BYD now here at the charging station. It has 66%, but hey, if I'm going to stay here for, let's say, 2 hours, I should get like, I don't know, what's that, like 11 kilowatt hour charger or 22. I should get a little bit more, right? So yeah, let me plug that in, and then we see each other a little bit later. Not a lot of cars charging here, besides that Range Rover, which is a plug-in hybrid. So let's see. Man, I'm telling you, even though BYD is supposed to be one of those new car brand, they put so much effort in building this car. I mean, all the BYD logos and everything, you know, they were really pushing hard, really. Like you could tell when I went there, it was truly amazing to see. I'm doing this with one hand. It was truly amazing to see what they've done in that short time span. I mean, look at that. Just plug it in. That's it. Then we go to the other side. Open this up. One knee, pop, like in Thai boxing. Okay. Get that plug out. Hopefully it will get easy. Okay, so fun fact, because I really got pissed off terribly from all of those charging stations that didn't work properly. I found out that I can use my RFD card, like this card that I got from the company. Basically just one of those recharge cards. And you just scan it and that's it. The car should charge now. That's about it. Let's see if it's charging. Yep. It's charging at around 10 kilowatt hours. Not really a lot, but in 2 hours or 3 hours, it should be at 100%, as you can see here. Right, so that's good. Now, after the brief introduction with the car, here is what it costs. Fully equipped, and I'm talking about 360-degree camera, 530 horsepower, 4-wheel drive, leather interior, Alcantara, the whole thing, everything. And on top of that, like 40% of tariffs in Switzerland, this thing costs around 50,000 Swiss francs. 8 years of warranty, free of charge. So that is a very competitive price. I don't know what you would rather drive, this or an ID3, but to me, if I'm going to drive an EV, it might as well just be a BYD.